7 o'clock, guys. October 13th. Probably cut that off. October 13th, Monday, I believe. Hopefully the wind's not terrible. We'll get past our water hole here. Let me show you these. Alright. Beans double crop. I believe we're going to sneak up on us. Drying down quick. So we've got to get wheat in the ground. I don't know. I'd hope for well, we always hope for a good crop. And they're going to be solid. I just don't know what they're going to be. Unbelievable. Well, we come down to get 13 ton of fertilizer. We ordered a semi-load last Wednesday. And I told Bob, I said, you need to call and find out where it's at. He called. Well, they didn't get it Friday. They thought they'd try to get it today, being Monday. We decided to cancel it. I'm not going to sit here and wait. So anyway, we come local. Pay just a hair more for it, but the convenience is worth something. We're going to grab 13 ton in the pup trailer, get back to the house before it rains, get it in the shed. Then at least we can drill at our convenience. Morning, guys. Tuesday, October 14th. Heavy dew or a slight shower, whichever. It's darker than it looks in the camera, but I'm going to try to get these things completely finished up here this morning, and I probably will start putting some wheat in the ground today. Got a little bit of logistics on some seed wheat yet, but I think it's time to go. Had a little shower go through. It's dry under the trailer, but you can see where the water ran out of the hopper. Brought them over to Bob's, fueled them, greased mine. He's greasing his, and talking on the phone as always. So anyway, guess we'll get them moved here shortly. It's supposed to clear out, but it hasn't done it yet. It's gonna be a little tacky, but I think we'll be fine. You probably can't hear me, guys. We went to drill and we forgot we didn't put any Freon in this thing. So the minute I put Freon in, the high pressure bypass right there was leaking. So that must have been our problem. We had to run to John Deere and get a new one. So now it's almost noon and we still haven't got to drilling. I seem to always get the hard jobs. Getting our fertilizer. Wheat's in. Fertilizer's 2/3 done. They sure wobble when they're full, guys. You get a lot of weight on them when they got fertilizer and wheat both. We're gonna get Bob's in the ground. Mine's golden, but Bob's adjustments we've had trouble with. Might have mentioned that the other day. So we're just gonna see if we got everything decently in the ground here. Back to that, you never get nothing done the first day of anything. He's trying to set a line. We're going to run 5 degrees. I think we planted at 0, so we'll run 5 degrees off. And looks like Big Brother gets to run the headlands like always. Doesn't matter if we're planting or drilling or cutting, I get to run the headlands for some odd reason. It's going in the ground as good as it's going to go in the ground, but we got press wheels that aren't hitting because he's adjusted them up. So I'm going to adjust them back, touching the ground. Wheat's a controlled spill, and this drill is not the best at getting seed in the ground in no-till. It's 10 after 1, we're still goofing around. I don't know, this drill. I mean, it worked last year. You guys saw our wheat. But I just don't think it puts it in the ground, nothing like this one. I know last year, you can see right where my drill ran, it came up a lot earlier, looked better. But then when we cut it, couldn't tell a difference. Controlled spill, I get it, but I'd still like to have it in the ground deeper. We're just struggling over here. There's still water in that mud hole. So, I think I got enough traction to pull it through there, but I don't think I'm gonna. We're just gonna swing around here as best we can and call it good. Oh, what a ding fod. That's not gonna look like that when I get down in a minute. A little weird. I'll leave it at that. Alright, we're still doing headlands. Running 5 mile an hour. About 1650. We don't like to pull them over 5. We're running 5 degrees, I told you that, so we might be able to bump them up to 5.5, but anyway. Bob's messing with mapping now. His isn't mapping. I shouldn't have my expectations high on the first day. You all know that. Problem is, that's something I failed to learn. I always think things ought to just go up the field and stay there. Look at those stickers going round and round on those new tires. They won't look new after 1,000 acres. Corn stubble is hard on tires. This is some of that corn we picked extremely early, before all the rain. Picked it a little damp. Had a lot of volunteer coming. And our program looks like it's smoking it pretty good. Alright guys, I'm going to get this headlands done and I'll yell back. Guys, we are absolutely struggling. I've drilled 10.2 acres. It's like 155. The one thing I do love about running this drill on this tractor, the hydraulics are so much faster. Like the 4640, it takes forever to get the drill out of the ground. This thing, it screams. This tractor has about 47 gallon a minute hydraulic pump. I went back in and rebuilt my drill, so I had a 6-inch overlap. I'm not 100% sure it's reading it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're struggling. Bob's finally up and running. He says I had an overlap, or I had a skip in his instead of an overlap. So he thinks he's got that figured out. Anyway, struggle. 226, and I think finally have it. Had to go in and slow my motor speed down on this motor. It's not chattering now. I don't know. I have to be careful. I was telling you about the hydraulics on this raise really fast. Well, I'm used to them others, and you can start picking up anytime you want at the end row, and it's still going to barely be picked up when you turn. Not the case with this one. If you start picking up on the end row, you can put a skip down there real easy. So it'll take a little getting used to. I think Bob finally's got his figured out, dialed in. We get out of some of this bigger green stuff, I think it'll be a little better too. It's going, this drill's going in fine. Alright, we gotta turn around. I wish I'd get online a little quicker. It's not quite fast enough. Once it gets online, it stays there. It stays less than 2 inches. That says 5.2 and that says 5.0. So I can dial her down just a little. I've got that dial knob up there that restricts my RPM. Bobby's complaining about the straight pipe. Oh, it's loud. I said, well, we can put her back on the Magnum. Then he said it's got all kinds of noises, some kind of hydraulic noise. I said, shouldn't be able to hear that over the straight pipe. It's just an old one, guys. About done with this side. I think 35, 36 acres up and back once a piece. I think we'll be done, and we jump across the creek over there. Got about the same 35, 36 acres. I had my sights set pretty high today. I was hoping to get this 88 done and then get 126 down the road a mile done. Probably not gonna happen. We are knocking them out now. Finally. Sitting on 33. I think Bob said he was on 23 or something. He's 24 foot. I'm 30. Probably mentioned that 100 times. I put a 3-inch offset in my hitch because I didn't like I didn't like the way on one side it was running row on row, which is fine, but on the other side I was running maybe a couple inches, inch and a half wider than my 8-inch spacing. So I bumped it over 3 inches. I hope I went the right way. That's kind of confusing, and it looks like I did, because instead of this one running row on row, it's running about 3 inches this side of that row. So it should be perfect. We're working on the west side that I pointed out earlier. I don't know, hopefully we can get this one done before we need to fill with seed. We run out of fertilizer first. I just checked mine. I've got about a third maybe left, but it tapers down pretty quick. But once we get our first one off and get our acreage, then it'll be a lot easier not to worry about when you're out. It'll tell you how many acres and you'll know you're out, or thereabouts. Guys, we had the first U-bolt casualty of the year. And I wish I could tell you it's not common. And my 90 degree won't fit in there. It'll fit in on these, but the ones that are reversed, it won't fit. So you gotta hand wrench it. But anyway, we keep U-bolts. I gotta get this on. I got Janie to come down and help us move the truck. I fixed that U-bolt. It's a little loose, I don't know. We were at John Deere to work on that air conditioner, and like a ding thought, I did not remember to get more U-bolts. I think we've got 5 or 6, but for some reason that U-bolt I put in that one didn't tighten up very good. Kind of run out of thread. Anyway, we're gonna load these up. We can do about 75 acres on a filling, looks like. We'll run them off. We'll finish this place. Got about 20 acres left here. Then we'll go right here a mile. And we'll drill the rest of it, 50-ish off. There's 126 over there. So I think that'll be a long enough day for the first one. We're not going to get our 200, but we're sure going to get 140, 150. I think that's good enough for the first day. Alright guys, I'll bring you back. 6:37 guys. Moved it out of the patch, under their quarter. When Bob had a chain come off, hopefully he caught it pretty quickly. I had a chain on this end that just would hesitate, just a tiny bit every round. Just I could just see it hesitate. So I stopped and looked, and the tensioner was loose on it. Well, Bob said that's what happened to his. The corn stalk got in there and knocked it off. Dang, moths are terrible out here. You guys can see them there, a few of them. This old ground's a little hard over here. Got some combine tracks. The ground's real hard there. Alright, well, probably enough drilling for today. I might see you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.